I need you to find the missing dimension, and then the scale is 1 to 12. So the things are getting bigger. So this is going to be the drawing. This is going to be the actual size. So if the actual size is 12 inches, then on your paper, you're going to just shrink it to 1 inch. Everyone understand what we're doing? So the model size is 6.25 inches. So you have to set up the equation for proportion for every single question. So 1, 6.25 inches. 2, what is the actual length? How many inches? If the scale factor is 1 to 12, 1 to 12. So you put drawing on the top and actual size at the bottom, and we know how to solve this, right? So do cross multiplication, and all the things are x and x and x. Just be careful you put model size on the top and the actual size at the bottom. And here the scale is 1 to 12. And finish this slide by yourself, and we're going to check this together. All right, on a map, we have 2 inch between location, but the actual distance is 4 miles. So you have a map here. But let's say, A to B, if you measure this distance on the paper, let's say this is 2 inches. But, like the between two locations, it should be like the actual distance 4 mile, right? So the drawing distance, 2 inches, but the actual distance is 4 miles. I need you to keep the units. What is the actual distance? We're looking for the actual in miles between two cities that are 50 inches apart on the map. Oh, this map is really huge. Okay, so let's say there's a map. I have to extend it let's say between these two cities, C and D. It is like 50 inches apart on the paper. So drawing is 50. What is the actual distance? Are we good here? Yeah, so we need to do cross multiplication. 200, 2x. X is equal to 100, and you keep the actual unit, so x should be 100 miles. If you see 50 inches on the map, that distance actually 100 miles. So now we have different scale. So 1/2 inches here. Let's say A to B. It's 1/2 inches. And the actual distance, it's actually this 1/2 inches represent 4 miles. Okay, let me use different colors. So 4 miles. Okay, this is the actual unit. This is actual distance. This is I'm gonna go with red. So now, what's the actual distance? So we're looking for actual distance when the distance between two cities is 15 inches apart. So it should be 15 inches. So now it's like 15. So let's say do CD. It's a 15 inches apart. Now what does it mean? What does represent? Like how long? You have to put 15 inches. Don't panic if you have fraction in the fraction. We already talked about this. It's a complex fraction, but it's okay because we know how to do it. We know how to do cross multiplication. So it's going to be, you multiply cross, so it's going to be 60 is equal to 1/2 x. And we know how to multiply this, undo this times by 1/2. You multiply by reciprocal. So it's going to be x is going to be over 1. 120. So actually, this 15 inches represent 120 miles. I need you to solve these two questions with different numbers. Like I said, don't panic when you have fraction. We still use the same strategy that we learned. So we use cross multiplication. After that, you know how to multiply and divide fractions. So let's try this for a couple of minutes and we're going to go over this together.